In terms of historical battleships, several are notable for their size, firepower, and technological advancements during their respective periods. Here are some of the most powerful battleships in history. 1. Yamato class. The Yamato class battleships were the largest and most heavily armed battleships ever constructed, commissioned by the Imperial Japanese Navy during World War II to counter Allied naval superiority. Armed with 9 18.1-inch or 460mm guns, these were the largest caliber naval guns ever mounted on a warship. Each shell weighed over 3,200 pounds or 1,450 kilograms and could be fired over 26 miles or 42 kilometers, capable of devastating enemy vessels with a single shot. Yamato and Musashi were built with exceptionally thick armor plating, designed to withstand multiple hits from enemy shells and torpedoes. They displaced over 70,000 tons fully loaded, making them the heaviest battleships ever constructed and a formidable presence in any naval engagement. Despite their impressive firepower and armor, both ships saw limited combat due to Japan's strategic limitations and were eventually sunk in 1945 during Allied operations in the Pacific, symbolizing the decline of battleship warfare in the face of air power and submarines. 2. Iowa class. The Iowa-class battleships were the last battleships built by the United States Navy, designed to provide long-range firepower, escort duties, and strategic deterrence during and after World War II. Armed with 9 16-inch or 406mm guns and 3 turrets, these battleships could deliver accurate and devastating fire over a distance of more than 20 miles or 32 kilometers. Their rapid rate of fire and advanced fire control systems made them formidable opponents in naval engagements. Despite their heavy armament and armor protection, the Iowa-class battleships were also designed for high speed, capable of reaching speeds in excess of 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour. This combination of firepower, speed, and survivability made them versatile assets in both the Pacific and Atlantic theaters. While they played significant roles in World War II, including shore bombardments and escort duties, the Iowa-class battleships also served during the Korean War and the Gulf War, showcasing their enduring capabilities and adaptability in modern naval operations. 3. Bismarck class. The Bismarck and Tirpitz were Germany's largest battleships during World War II, representing the pinnacle of Nazi Germany's naval ambitions and technological advancements. Armed with a 15-inch or 380mm guns, these battleships posed a serious threat to Allied shipping in the Atlantic Ocean. Bismarck famously sank the British battlecruiser HMS Hood in 1941 during its maiden voyage, highlighting its firepower and strategic impact. Both ships were heavily armored to withstand enemy fire, but their operational effectiveness was limited by Allied air superiority and the constraints of Nazi Germany's naval strategy. Tirpitz, stationed in Norway, tied down significant Allied resources until its eventual destruction by British bombers in 1944. The Bismarck-class battleships left a lasting legacy in naval history, demonstrating the importance of air power and coordinated naval operations in countering battleship threats. Their sinking symbolized the end of Germany's surface naval power during World War II. 4. King George V class. The King George V class battleships were pivotal in the Royal Navy's efforts during World War II, embodying British naval traditions of firepower, endurance, and operational flexibility. Armed with 10 14-inch or 356mm guns, these battleships could engage enemy ships and coastal targets with precision and devastating firepower. They played critical roles in convoy protection, shore bombardments, and fleet actions throughout the war. HMS Prince of Wales and HMS King George V participated in several key engagements, including the hunt for the German battleship Bismarck and operations in the Mediterranean and Pacific theaters. Their reliability and firepower contributed to Allied victories and ensured the protection of vital sea lanes. After World War II, the King George V class battleships continued to serve the Royal Navy, contributing to NATO operations and maritime security efforts during the Cold War. Their presence provided a deterrent against potential adversaries and showcased British naval capabilities on the global stage. Littorio-class battleships. The Littorio-class battleships, also known as the Vittorio Veneto class, were Italy's response to the naval arms race in the interwar period. Designed to modernize the Italian fleet and compete with other major naval powers. The class consisted of 4 battleships: Littorio, Vittorio Veneto, Roma, and Impero, which was incomplete at the end of World War II. They were designed with a focus on speed, armor protection, and firepower to serve as a versatile capital ship. Each battleship was armed with 9 15-inch or 381mm guns in 3 triple turrets, capable of engaging enemy vessels and coastal targets with substantial firepower. The Littorio-class battleships were well armored, with significant protection around vital areas to withstand enemy fire and shell impacts. They were designed to achieve speeds of up to 30 knots or 56 kilometers per hour, making them fast-forward battleships of their time and allowing for effective fleet maneuvers and tactical flexibility. The Littorio-class battleships participated in various operations during World War II, including convoy escort duties, naval battles in the Mediterranean, and the Battle of Cape Matapan. One notable event was the sinking of Roma by German-guided missiles Fritz X bombs in 1943, highlighting vulnerabilities to modern air and naval technology. After World War II, the surviving Littorio-class battleships were either scrapped or used for target practice and did not have a significant post-war naval legacy. However, they represented Italy's attempt to assert its naval power and influence in the Mediterranean during the tumultuous period of the 1930s and 1940s. 5. North Carolina class. The North Carolina class battleships represented a significant evolution in American naval design and strategy, following the limitations of the Washington Naval Treaty, emphasizing firepower, speed, and operational flexibility. Armed with 9 16-inch or 406mm guns, these battleships were capable of delivering accurate and powerful fire support for amphibious operations and fleet engagements. Their advanced fire control systems and radar capabilities ensured effective target acquisition and engagement at long ranges. USS North Carolina and USS Washington played crucial roles in major Pacific naval campaigns, including the Battle of Guadalcanal and subsequent operations against Japanese forces. Their presence provided vital fire support for Allied ground troops and contributed to the eventual defeat of Imperial Japan. The North Carolina-class battleships influenced post-war American naval doctrine and the development of subsequent warship designs. Their versatility and firepower underscored the importance of battleships in supporting amphibious assaults and maintaining sea control in contested waters. These battleships, from the awe-inspiring Yamato class to the versatile Iowa class and the resilient King George V class, represented the apex of naval power during their respective eras. Their technological advancements, firepower, and strategic impact shaped naval warfare and continue to inspire naval enthusiasts worldwide.